It's real difficult to explain this to average people because Asmongold says this, and like no one really tries to understand the context of things happening and why people just become political. Because I hear it all the time. It's like, oh, so and so should have stayed out of politics. This, like, Elon Musk should stay out of politics. And it's like, you can force people in to being against you just for being a complete fucking spurg. And to my knowledge, what made not Asmund go. Well, you could argue even Asmund go. Well, what made Elon Musk get into politics was the fact that over COVID, he himself was like, look, if my workers want to work, I will be here standing on site just in case anything happens. We'll have them go through all the checks. But if they want to work, if they want to put food on the table, they can. The COVID happened to be the thing that you could not argue against, you could not discuss, you couldn't, go against under any circumstances. It was that the social scare, the hysteria that happened. And a lot of influencers said this. Fuck, Nicki Minaj said this, and immediately people go after her because I don't care the ideology people pick up. Like, to me, I can 100% look past that and simply look at how people act. And the people of this ideology that's going after Asmongold and going after, people who just want minding their own fucking business, they know what they're doing. They're trying to be subversive. They're trying to hide under the guise of, oh, well, why would you be against diversity in games? And it's easy to discuss, right? Like, games have always been diverse. Like, we're talking fictional ideas of fictional people who doesn't exist and fictional things. Like, you can literally imagine diversity in your fucking head, and is how games used to be. But then there's this movement started by, like Anita Sarkeesian, where you hyperanalyze every little thing. And because it was video games, no one argued against her. Gamers were like, well, this person's fucking cringe. But she went to the fucking EU Parliament talking about how harassment in video games should fit against women should fit the broader scope of like harassment, even on the sexual nature as a whole. So, and this is how they act, this is how they operate. And when Asmongold talks against this shit, again, part of the tactic is to be like, oh, what is this idiot talking about? Part of it is to be subversive, right? So you can't pin it down. Well, Asmongold, he's a smart, intelligent individual, and he knows exactly how to pin this stuff down. So he says all we wanted to do was play video games. And when he said this, what he meant was they didn't have to bring their politics. Like, you wouldn't have galvanized a group of people who probably just don't care about politics against you by ruining the things that they were for or ruining the things that they did. Representative AI Green of Texas started shouting and waving his cane around during Trump's address to the Congress last month. Pruden described the Democrats as causing a disruption, pulling a stunt, or peaceful protesting. In the wilds of the internet alternative media, another term was being used, molding. Yeah, I mean, people, like, we invent these terms to try to describe, what's happening. And obviously they're trying to throw all of this on Asmongold. But again, Asmongold just has common sense fucking takes. And part of what's happening is we're warring against common sense. Like, part of it is like, having a strong border. Like, every country on the planet does this. Like, immigrating to a country is a privilege, not a right. And it's a privilege we'll gladly give if you do it the right way. I mean, if you want to contribute to the community, contribute to the economy, no one really has a problem with that. People have a problem with criminals jumping the border. People have a problem with, people who go around the system jumping the border. And these seem to be the people that they want to replace, the middle class with. And you say this, and it's like, oh, what the fuck's he talking about? Oh, racist, racist. It's like, this is absolutely what's happening, right? And Asmongold points these things out, and people attack him, but he has a lot of people. Like, why do you think a lot of people are watching his channel? It's not that people are just mindless ants that, just shamble across life until they find someone, and then they shamble close to them. People don't think like that. Like, people have their own grievances, their own problems, and they try to express it, but no one will listen. And here comes Asmongold coming out of nowhere, actually explaining what the fuck's happening. And things like this is like, Asmongold, whose real name is Zach Hilt, is a prominent member of the class of influence. I have the hiccups. And I'm not doing anything about it. Of influencers that have been helping remake the American electorate, with an average of more than 2.2 million people tuning in on Twitch at any given moment. The clip of the top streamer regularly going mega viral as the wider internet. The platform is, as the journalist Nathan Grayson points out in the new book, Stream Big, comparable in reach to mainstream television networks like CNN and Fox during the primetime slot and major events. And that's without counting other streaming venues such as Kick and YouTube. During the last year campaign, the Trump camp court the streamer Aiden Ross in order to reach a young, largely male constituency and end up helping decide the election. Yeah, again, these are people that, strategically you need to, cater to. I get the ideology is primarily against this right here, but they do the voting, they do the working, they build the societies. So just acting like, oh, you're not going to, cater to them is just a bad choice. That's why towards, like, near the election, Kamala Harris, I almost forgot her fucking name, actually legitimately tried to do this and it failed. Because it's like, okay, we get what you're trying to do, and it's not working. And you would think these, like, the CNN and Fox has so many privileges allotted to them by, online, like YouTube, Facebook, right? All these privileges. Like, if you were to show anything on your private channel that, you would show on that CNN would be able to show, you would get nuked off YouTube almost immediately, right? If you were to show any of, like, the carnage happening that mainstream media shows, you would get your channel shut the fuck down. Even if you yourself had a phone and you were, like, on the ground, like, showing and recording all the things happening in Palestine, you would still get that video shut down. You'd get a strike. But CNN and Fox is allowed to do this. Why? Because they have so much privileges that just the average normal human being doesn't. And that's why people are tuning away from like these mainstream media outlets, because people know what's happening. People know that they're trying to twist their message into some sort of political slant. So they move to people like Asmongold or Aiden Ross because, again, just fucking basic bitch dude with basic bitch opinions. I've never watched Aiden Ross. He has a lot of people on his stream. Hold on. There's someone else that they name drop, but I can't find it. But anyway, it's just surprising that we have to act. They still act like they don't know what's happening, or at least they don't want to give credence to the actual issues that they're having, because they don't want to admit that they've lost the plot, right? So anyway, that's all I gotta say about this. Peace.